Good morning, and with us for Riav number 4 is Mrs. Stigall, Kelly Stigall. You know her. She has two students here, Trista and Tyler, and we're meeting in her sidewalks room right now. So just showing off a couple of things in the room. And Mrs. Stigall, can you tell us a little bit about your background working with kids, just as an introductory?
Okay. I first started out in the school systems as an aide down in Mitchell. I worked with junior high and high school students in a self-contained, what they called like a multi-categorical room, which means I kind of worked with the whole gamut of disabilities, whether it be from autism or just the learning disabled, emotionally disabled students, things like that. So kind of worked with a whole range of kids there. And then I went back and got my teaching degree in special education. In the last 2 years I've done some temporary contracts. I did a 5th grade class at Parkview, and then last year I did a resource room at Springville and Needmore. So that's just kind of where I've been the last few years.
Great, thank you. Also, Kelly has recently gone to an mCLASS workshop to learn a little bit more about the mCLASS process and things, and she came back with several really important things. So, Kelly, can you kind of break down a couple of those most important details that you learned from the workshop?
One of the things that I kind of gathered and took in from the workshop is just that consistency is very key. They showed that on the different tests that there are so many different ways that you can mark a student's response that it can be somewhat overwhelming, but basically just if you can coordinate your staff together on how you want to mark it so that it's consistent across the board, it was the key thing. That way, you know, both first grade classes, the kids are being scored the same way. But also, when you score it, then you can go back and use that information on how they're pronouncing things out, and you can see where the gaps are within their tests. And then also, I think it's really important is there were key phrases that they said for each test that could be only said once, and then other phrases you could repeat as much as you wanted. But they are different for each test. So like they suggested making like a note card or something like that that gives you those phrases that maybe you could only say once. Have that handy as you go for each test, because they said it's just so overwhelming on which test you can say what for.
Okay, that's perfect. And Kelly has a PowerPoint notes and things that she gathered from the meeting, and those are available too. These are just wanted to quickly spotlight a couple of the key points. Kelly, thanks for letting me interview you. All right, have a good day.
All right.